Okay, so I finally did it. I pulled the trigger on an Insta360 camera, specifically the X3. Yep, that's right. The guy that's been making videos on the DJI Ronin 4D cinema camera has bought an Insta360. I've seen a lot of reviews on YouTube, but I really wanted to focus this review on practical usage. I want to take it out on a trip, a camping trip with my family, because I view this camera as a companion camera. A big selling point is the 360 feature, which allows you to shoot first and reframe later. So we're definitely going to check that out, along with the sound and video quality test. Of course, all the pros and cons. So we're going to take it camping. We're taking the kids up camping, nothing crazy, but I figured perfect time to take it up with me. Maybe we'll hit the beach, and I'll just kind of showcase how this is a great travel camera, but you can also use it to vlog, and you can also use it to capture some great memories. So with that being said, let's get camping. Okay, let's do a quick unboxing because I know some folks really enjoy unboxing videos, and because I'm intending this to be a complete review, I figured why not. So right off the bat, it's packaged really well, everything's secure, and I got the ultimate kit, which came with the selfie stick, the invisible selfie stick, obviously the Insta360 X3, the bullet time cord, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use that all that much, a lens cap, which I'll talk about a little bit more later on because I ended up getting something else that came with a better lens cap, the battery charging hub, which has the capability of charging up to 3 batteries, and a spare battery, along with a memory card. But the memory card only has 64 gigabytes, which isn't enough. You're going to need more memory. Now, I wanted to kind of generally say that the ultimate kit doesn't really feel too ultimate, but I'll talk about that later on because I'm going to recommend some really good accessories that I think are crucial. So now I'm in the shade, and this is the Insta360 X3, and we're using the inner camera, so it's shooting at 4K. I have it on log profile, so I'm going to need to color grade it when I get home, but hopefully everything sounds good. Now we're using the standard picture profile. So this is the standard picture profile right now. And finally, this is the vivid profile. This should look really good. This is kind of like a baked in profile, picture profile. For those of you that don't want to deal with log or having to color grade or anything like that. I'm looking at it right now, it looks really saturated. It looks good, but it's a bit saturated for me, but I'm sure a lot of you are gonna love the vivid profile.
Who's gonna win?
Here's the killer shot.
There it is. Here it is.
Boom! Hey, you want to come see my new camera? Okay, let's check out my new camera. You want to come see it? Okay, this is my new camera. What do you think? I see you right there. So I have been noticing almost every video on Playback has a delay in the audio. You know, I really hope that's just the playback in the camera and not in the files themselves. So I'm going to download them to my phone right now, and hopefully it's not unusable footage. That would really suck. I already did a firmware update, so it should be the latest update.
Feels good.
Okay, now we're at the beach, and I want to test out the picture profiles again. I really want to compare log versus the normal picture profile versus HDR and see what you're getting. Right now we are shooting log, and this is log color graded. So hopefully it looks pretty good, but this is log color graded. when it comes to low light, unfortunately, this is where the Insta360 X3 really starts to crumble, especially when you compare it to regular old iPhone footage. We were basically done camping, but I wasn't done testing out the camera. So I took it back home and ran a couple more tests. In particular, I wanted to test out the internal microphone versus the Rode Wireless Go 2 and some of the tracking and 360 features. Okay, now we're gonna have a little bit more fun. We're actually gonna test out the internal mics on the X3, just straight from the camera. And I'm actually gonna show you guys, it's really good. And we're gonna compare it to the Rode Wireless Go 2. So right now you are hearing the internal microphone from the X3. I'm not processing it in any way. I'm just boosting the levels so it's louder. And this is what the microphone sounds like edited. Now I'm getting closer to a noisy environment. We're getting closer to the freeway. So I'm gonna add some noise cancellation. And you can hear that it's really, really good. I mean, 8 times out of 10, this is really good enough for what I'm intending this camera to be. Okay, let's move away from the freeway, but now you're actually hearing the Rode Wireless Go 2. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2 plugged into the camera. And now you are hearing the Rode Wireless Go 2 completely edited. I added my compression and EQs and all that good stuff. Of course, if you ever want to improve any video quality, whether it's this or a Sony a7S III or a cinema camera, invest in lighting, invest in microphones. And that's already gonna take you leaps and bounds above everybody else. This is the audio coming from the Rode with noise cancellation, and it should sound really, really good. One more thing I kind of wanted to highlight and really, I don't know, just kind of showcase. If you're vlogging, I would use one of the cameras, not the 360 mode. Right now I'm using the innermost camera. I can see myself in the screen. It's 4K resolution. I find that the resolution's way better than 360 because 360 has to stitch everything together, right? So I would use the dedicated cameras. Right now, I'm not really in an interesting environment, so I don't need the 360 view. That's kind of a con that I have with this camera. It's very interesting. It's very dynamic. It gives you great perspective. But when compared to like an iPhone, I felt like the iPhone had better image quality. But that's just me. So I was starting to quickly realize that I needed to get a few more accessories, and a really, really crucial one that was missing in the quote-unquote ultimate package was a tripod. So I found this one. It's fairly cheap, but it's high quality, and more importantly, it does disappear with the invisible selfie stick when you fold it up, but when you unfold it, it has a pretty good spread. It's pretty stable, but yet it's still compact and small. So I'll put this in the link below, and I highly recommend this tripod. The next really important thing that I thought I needed was the mic adapter, and I'm surprised that this is not included in the ultimate kit because having good audio is crucial. Having good audio is really ultimate. So anyways, I got the mic adapter so I can use my Rode Wireless Go 2, which will be dedicated to the X3, and the DJI mic will be used for my other cameras. The next thing I got was a case. I highly recommend this case, but make sure you put a sticker on top so you can figure out which side is up. This case houses all of my accessories: the tripod, the spare battery, the battery charging hub, the invisible selfie stick, and inside the original sleeve, I have the mic adapter and the bullet time cord. Now what's really neat about this case is it actually comes with another case that you can put your Insta360 in with the included lens cover, and it all fits neatly. But I ended up getting a cage, which included its own lens hood specific to the cage. And this lens hood is as good quality, if not better quality, than what's included with the Insta360 lens hood. Now this cage is really, really cool. I bought it because it has the multi-interface attachment point at the bottom that's also magnetic, and you still have your threaded adapter so you can use your selfie stick and so forth. It also includes 2 cold shoe adapters. It's really easy to use. You just unscrew it, slide in your Insta360, lock it all up, make sure you screw it in tight, and you're good to go. And the lens sleeve just fits like a glove. There is a trade-off though. That extra small case doesn't fit anymore if you use the cage. And of course, the cage has its pros and cons. Let's take a look at some quick menu features. We're gonna go ahead and power on our Insta360 camera. This is also going to showcase just how laggy everything is, and you'll kind of see what I mean. You can easily swap between cameras when you're in 360 mode, very similar to your iPhone where you can toggle the front and back camera. If you prefer to just use a single camera, you can press the right button, which will toggle you between 360 mode and the individual inner or outer cameras. The left button starts recording, and if you do a hard swipe right, you can get into the playback menu. If you do a short swipe right, you can get into quick menu functions, and a hard swipe left will get you into the camera settings. There's also a button on the side right below the power button, and this will get you into custom presets or your custom saved presets for the camera. Now, I'm not going to show you all the features, but if you'd like me to, leave me a comment below and I can make a future video. So I think this case is really cool, and it's an essential accessory to this system. Now, it's not a protective case. Yeah, you do get a protective lens cover, but as far as the screen's concerned, it's still exposed. And I think that's just by design with the camera, the Insta360 X3. And I think manufacturers are trying their best to kind of overcome it. But I consider this a feature case. And the best part is it works with the battery compartment and the microphone compartment, what I'm calling the microphone charging compartment. It's slotted for those features. And it's one of the reasons why I bought this over the small rig or whatever Insta360 is officially selling on their website. Because I noticed with those, you couldn't remove the battery out. You had to remove the entire case. So let me show you guys what I mean with the cage. It's a pretty neat feature, but basically, here's the cage. And if I want to remove the battery, it's already slotted. You can just remove the battery and put it in. The cage is not going to get in your way. It also works the same way with the microphone adapter. You have to open up the door, and then the door just pops off. It's actually held together via clip. And then the whole thing just goes in here, fits right in there. The cage is not obstructing any of the features of the Insta360. So I really like that. So I'll leave a link in the description below with all the accessories that I bought. But yeah, it's a pretty cool feature. So let's talk about the app real quick. The app is actually fantastic. You get two apps. You get the phone version, you get the desktop version. They're both really good. And there's so much you can do. It's really easy to learn on. I mean, I got the hang of it really quick. Basically, you have to keyframe everything. But a neat feature in the app, which is an AI feature, I believe, is tracking. It can actually track people, track objects, which really gives you a cool 360 dynamic look. Okay, speaking of the 360 mode, let me show you guys what tracking looks like. And we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. I also have the Rode mounted on the cage, and I'll show you guys that it does unfortunately show up in the 360 view. You can kind of get away with it. It's really high. And I found that the top mount is way better than the side mount. So use the top mount. And if we fix it a bit, maybe that's a little bit less noticeable. I know the cable gets in the way, and then obviously the actual, receiver. So with that being said, let me run around. I'll show you guys what tracking looks like. So this is tracking, just walking around the camera right now, and it's gonna track me. You can do it on your phone too. Phone or desktop. You can do the tracking on either. And I think that if you're, again, just trying to capture the moments, the camera really does it all for you. And that's a pretty cool thing. Now, what this is also going to show you is stitching. You'll see clearly where the stitching is in the 360 mode. You want to avoid the stitching, right? The stitching zones. Get the lenses pointed at your subject, avoid the sides and the tops, and you should be okay with stitching. Once again, 360 mode. I took off the Rode now. I left the microphone adapter in there to see if it comes up in a 360 view. But this is what it looks like with the cage. The cage is completely invisible with the selfie stick. The tripod's not going to be the tripod legs, and you're good to go. Okay, that segment was probably getting a lot of you nauseous out there, but I really wanted to showcase the case. I really like it. Let's talk about the pros, the cons, and some of the things I don't like about this camera. Man, the footage is really cool. It's really interesting. I love having the ability to shoot in 360 and then reframe afterwards. It can really help you kind of drive the story or figure out what the story is later on. So you're just focused on shooting, getting the moment. And later on, you can create a story or reframe it to repurpose it in any way that you want. During my trip, I was really concerned about the audio files lagging. I kind of suspected it was just the device itself because I was downloading them to my phone when I had cell phone reception, and they seemed to be okay. But I am relieved to find out that when I actually got the footage on my computer, everything's fine. So there's definitely a processing issue with this camera. I feel like the next iteration should really beef up the processing because there just seems to be a general lag in playback. The quality gets reduced pretty dramatically. And then getting in the menus and getting out of the menus is kind of tiresome. I mean, it takes a while to initiate a command or to start recording or whatever. So that's a big con so far with this camera, is it just kind of lags. Maybe I'm just spoiled with my mirrorless cameras where the Sony a7S III or the Canon R even, things are instant, and with this camera it's not. Okay, so once again, one of the reasons why I bought this camera, I really wanted a companion camera, something that I can take with me and just kind of document my travels or memories with the family or do some vlogs. And I feel like this fits the bill because of its versatility in that 360 mode. You guys are gonna have different reasons for buying this camera. I know this camera is very popular for social media videos like Instagram and TikTok and things like that. And that's cool, and I'll probably use it for that too. But I love that it's really small, take it anywhere, has a lot of cool features, great audio quality, and you can even hook up a Rode wireless go too if you want. So yeah, so far I'm really, really loving it.